It's Friday Night Football. Your first and goal coverage with Joel Villanueva is supported by Safeguard Insurance.
Hey, what's up? Welcome into our third Friday of the Valley football season. And this one, unlike the previous two Fridays, because of potential for bad weather, some games were moved to a different day. Two games were canceled altogether. That left us with just 8 games tonight. The headliner, of course, our first and goal game of the week. The San Benito Greyhounds at home against the PSJA Bears. The Bears averaging 42 points a game so far. The Hounds 32 points a game. And we start the highlights with San Benito. It's their quarterback, Jacob Cavazos, going to work. Check this one out. Cavazos picking up about 25 yards. Nice looking run. And San Benito looking good so far. Later, Cavazos rolls out, throwing deep. But check this out. The pass picked off by the Bears. There you go. PSJA now on offense. Trey Guajardo doing a great job for PSJA so far this season. He had 8 touchdowns last week, but here Guajardo coughs up the football on the recovery. That is Carson Ayala. And the Hounds dial up a run play. Frankie Garcia burning some turf. It's going to be a 30-yard touchdown. 2-point conversion, no good. And it's 6-0 San Benito. Still in the first quarter. It's San Benito again. Kyler Castilleja busting loose. Got some good blocking there. Rams over a Bear defender. 11-yard score, 2-point conversion, no good again. And it's 12-0. Greyhounds on top. Second quarter now. It's Cavazos using his legs. Check out the nice run for a score. He was having a great ball game tonight. And this one, San Benito's game. Final score in our first and goal game of the week. The San Benito Greyhounds 47, PSJA 20. The Hounds hosting United next week. The Bears will be at home against La Jolla. The Edinburgh North Cougars coming out for their game against McAllen Rowe. Cougars 0-2 so far. Rowe 1-1. Pick it up in the first quarter, and the Cougs going to work on offense, trying to pick up their point production. Back in week 1, North scored 16 points. Last week, they scored just 9 points. Armando Ramirez picking up not 1 but 2 first downs for North here, but the Rowe defense holds, and the Warriors get the rock back. Now it's go time for Lorenzo Lopez. Right down Main Street, slicing through that Cougars defense, and that's the first score of the game. Warriors take a 7-0 lead. Later in the first quarter, the wet ball slips away from the quarterback, and the Warriors defense has it. Jose Hernandez says, "Give me that," and he's got the wheels. Rowe would score 4 times in the first quarter alone, and the Warriors go on to victory lane 27-6. They're now 2-1. North now 0-3. For the second straight year, La Jolla won their first 2 games. On top of that, the Coyotes coming off a nice playoff trip. So things have been pretty good for the team lately. Could Sherry Lynn slow down the Coyotes' momentum? For the answer, we bring in Channel 5's Ruben Juarez, who is live in Coyote country. Ruben, we've heard the saying before, Chile, tomate, cebolla, nadie le gana a La Jolla. Are they saying that tonight, my friend?
Yeah, Joel, they are saying that tonight. Pretty convincing win tonight. La Jolla storming through its first 2 games, blowout wins over Palmview and Roma last week. They knocked off the Gladiators 49-0. They would have another big win tonight. Let's go ahead and take a look at the video. La Jolla, a running team. Their offensive line averages around 300 pounds. So when you have guys like that, you most definitely want to run the rock, and they did so tonight. The Rattlers, on the other hand, off to a 1-1 start. Both of their games going to overtimes in week 1 and 2. Week 1, a win against Pace. Week 2, a loss against McAllen Memorial. Let's go ahead and take a look at how tonight's game would fare. First quarter, La Jolla with the ball. Inside give to Eddie Villarreal. He cuts it inside, finds the hole. 7-0 La Jolla. Now Sharyland knocking on the door, facing a 4th and goal. Adrian Solis gets the ball, but the La Jolla D says, Hold up, you ain't going nowhere. Big stop for the Coyotes. La Jolla's D stuffing Sherryland all night long. Coyotes with the rock again. Villarreal bulldozing his way through a couple defenders. 17-0 for Los Coyotes. Late second quarter, J.R. Rodriguez with the ball, looking to find someone, and that someone is Irving Zamora, who makes the catch, and he's got a bunch of land in front of him all the way to the house. La Jolla up 24-0 at the half. The Coyotes go on to win 31-7. So La Jolla moving on to 3-0, while Sherryland falls to 1-2. That's the story from here in Mission Sherryland. Joel, let's send it back to you in the studio.
All right, thanks so much, Ruben. It's a yearly matchup that's always a sweet one. It's the Sugar Bowl. La Villa going up against Santa Rosa. In this year's edition, both teams looking for their first win. One thing different, the Sugar Bowl now on turf. That was a plus in the rain tonight. Second quarter, Warriors strike through the air. Robert Bentley on the catch. And after the extra point, Santa Rosa now on top 12-0. Little later, it's an INT. Mike Bermea down to the Cardinals' 25-yard line. And right after that, it's a score on the ground. Santa Rosa taking control on top 18-zip. La Villa's coach Danny Perez calling in the plays. A 3rd and 10 for the Cardinals. And they're going deep. But check this out. The pass incomplete right out of his hands. Tough luck for La Villa. They've got a punt, and the Warriors making La Villa pay. Ryan Mesa up to midfield, and then he taps on the turbo. And this baby pulls, my friend. A special team score, and it's a Sugar Bowl blowout. Santa Rosa hammering La Villa. The Warriors 1-2 with the loss. The Cards fall to 0-3. Here's a question. How do you make some new friends? Here's one way. When you're the only guy with the umbrella, they seem to flock right towards you, right? That was the case in FAR tonight. Everyone trying to stay dry. PSJA Memorial playing PSJA Southwest, and the Hoggies on the run. That's Brian Acosta. Javelina's on top 14-0. On the ensuing drive, Memorial inside the 5, and the sophomore Jorge Piñon says, get that out of here. Southwest holding on defense, but then the Wolverines go on the attack here. This time, the wide receivers blocking ahead. Great big hole. And the running back into the end zone. That's now a 14-7 game. Southwest still on top. Javelina's now facing a 3rd and 20. And they're going long to the big man. Jalen Galvan finds Victor Rodriguez. He rumbles down inside the 5-yard line. Javelina's punch it in. And Southwest goes on to win 34-21. All right, now we take you to McAllen for a non-district showdown between Vela and McAllen Memorial. Who's our man on the scene? Well, it's Channel 5's Trayson Bragg. He was out there along with our photographer Carlos Mendoza. Trayson, what's the update?
Hey, Joel, tonight's game was a matchup between two heavy hitters in the Valley. Both teams are led by carnivore offensive attacks that are staying on the hunt for points at all times. So, Joel, let's just get straight to the action. That action started early, Joel. Vela's main man, Daniel Enriquez, on the first play from scrimmage, does a 60-yard sprint to the end zone, and oh yeah, he caught the ball on the way there for the game's first score. But the Mustangs receiver, Ethan Baizan, would respond on their first series. He says, hey man, I want to be on Channel 5 too, baby. Makes a great catch, throws down the defender, sprints by my cameraman for a 58-yard touchdown catch. However, he would make a big-time mistake later in the quarter on this punt return. Baizan was singing, blame it on the rain, as that ball slipped through his hands, guys. Really, in the end, Vela proved to be too much for the Mustangs today, and the Vela kept full advantage of that as they win 40-21 here in McAllen. Trayson Bragg, Channel 5 Sports.
All right, great singing there, Trayson. Let's go down to our first and goal scoreboard. Check out a few more final scores for you tonight. Here we go. We got those scores. We got the scoreboard. All right, tell you what, we got to go right now. A few more here. Nixon over Roma, 26-14. Gruya beats out of North, 34-3. That's a look at sports. We'll be right back.